Newswag 1000. By the way, I used to think your name was Newswag, and then I figured it out. So
I was like, no, swag, and you're like, huh?
I got the slang now. Good. He says, even if you don't like him, what is your favorite CM Punk moment?
CM Punk moment?
This is a conundrum.
This is the conundrum.
I mean, I liked him in the...
Straight Edge Society.
No. Well, mine's going to be when they sat in the ring at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, man. 2011 Royal Rumble.
Pretty epic.
They dominated the Royal Rumble.
They sat in there like a pack of dogs, and they all just sat down. It was great.
Yeah. Man.
If you said Straight Edge Society, you got to stick with that.
Okay.
No changing your mind.
Yeah.
You have a straight here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, just trying to help you out. Now, Newswag 1000 also says, why does Crystal hate UFC? In addition, right next to that, Neodup also wants to know, why do I hate UFC so much? And he says he hates it too. He just wants to know other people's reasons. So guys, joint question answer.
Joint.
This is why I hate UFC. First of all, the biggest reason that I hate UFC, I am banned from stating on the video. Chronix has banned me from saying it, and I can agree with the fact that it probably wouldn't be a good idea, so I'm respecting the fact that he doesn't want me to say it. Also, it doesn't matter really if I respected it or not, because he just edited it out if I said it.
That's true.
So, I'm not going to say it. But anyways, besides that, I got a really, really bad taste in my mouth because my first exposure to UFC, and see, the first exposure is important. My first exposure to wrestling kept me from watching wrestling for like 10 years. My first exposure to UFC was I was at a friend's house and her brother was watching this stupid show where it was 45 minutes. We had to stay in the living room. I don't remember why, but I think we were eating or something. We had to watch this stupid show. For 45 minutes, I listened to these guys go, well, I'm a thug on the street, and you know, I'm a thug, and I'm tough, and what I gotta do now is I got this baby, my baby mama, and I got this little illegitimate child, and she don't love me, but you know what, I'm gonna earn their respect by beating the crap out of other guys and getting lots of money, cause I'm a thug from the street, and nobody want this more than me. And then the next guy would have the exact same freaking story. No one's story was different. And that made me so mad, because all these guys were just retarded. They had no brains. And they were just blathering on television. And then at the end, there was this 5-minute thing where they beat the crap out of each other, and I just wanted them to just go ahead and just knock each other out and be done with it.
I'm pretty sure that was the Ultimate Fighter, which was like a debut show on Spike TV to introduce you to the fighters.
Okay.
So
fair enough, but I didn't say that that was UFC. I said that was my first exposure to the UFC product, which is important, as I explained with the wrestling thing. So that made me mad at UFC to begin with, because I was forced to watch that crap for 45 minutes.
Because you felt like the show was a bunch of dummies fighting each other.
Yes.
Over nothing.
They had made poor life decisions, and we're now trying to remedy them by doing nothing but smashing the crap out of other guys who had also made poor life decisions. That's how I felt about it.
But it doesn't end there.
It doesn't end there. The other reason I don't like UFC is because everybody... Now, I'm not saying that all fans of UFC are exactly the same, because that would be stupid. Everyone that I have personally met that are fans of UFC are exactly like the stupid idiots on the video.
Talking about the people who walk up and are like, I love UFC, check out my tap-out shirt.
And then it's like, and then their story is, I'm gonna be a UFC fighter, because then my little illegitimate child will love me. Or they may not have an illegitimate child. They don't all have one.
You know that a lot of...
I'm not bashing everybody who has a child out of wedlock.
Our friend, like we have some personal friends, guys and girls, who are like, not in shape at all.
Like,
and they're
I'm gonna be a UFC fighter, and I'm like, you're stupid.
Like, really?
You're so
Why don't you try to be a movie star or a WWE wrestler? Because you probably have a better chance.
You can be a UFC. Anybody can be a UFC fighter.
All you gotta do is do some kicks and stuff. It's like, really? You're gonna get killed.
And it just drives me insane. And then also,
I can do a Fujiwara armbar. I'm a UFC fighter.
Just the general idea of the fact, no Teddy, don't snuggle with Chronix, of the fact that the whole show is nothing but people just pummeling each other does not appeal to me.
Taz mission! The Taz mission is locked in!
Yes. Just my opinion that hours and hours of dudes pummeling each other in a giant cage does not make me happy. I don't know if that's because I'm a woman or because I think it's stupid. It was just kind of like watching ECW. It was almost just like
the
that.
testosterone-driven.
The testosterone-driven.
No women allowed attitude.
Yes. Not that there's some women I know that like UFC.
And there's some women in
UFC
MMA.
Fighters. Yes.
Like Cyborg or whoever that is.
I don't know. It just bothers me. I just don't like the whole thing. And I'm not, saying that no one can like it. I don't like it.
That's why you personally don't like it.
And that's why. I think I pretty much covered myself.
I think you're good.
Except, yeah. Okay. So,
are you gonna no-sell all the deals on the Q&A that just say yes like 50 times?
Actually, I was gonna acknowledge them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so now Neo Duck also had another question for Chronix. He said, "What's your favorite Brock Lesnar moment or match?"
When they broke the ring with Big Show, that was epic. The match he had with The Undertaker in Hell in the Cell. The match he had with The Rock at SummerSlam 2002. His debut right after WrestleMania 18 where he F5'd a bunch of people including Spike Dudley and the entire crowd was just like it was like the world changed. And some people might say, well, that's when the Attitude Era died, which, that night, which I disagree. It died at WrestleMania 17 with the change in Stone Cold and everything. But some people say, oh, that's when it happened. So, but that was an epic moment because everyone in that arena realized that this was a big deal. And when he had Brock Lesnar had Paul Heyman on his side as his mouthpiece, that was just awesome. So every moment where that happened, it was just great because it was so intense all the time. So I mean, I loved everything about him, honestly.
Okay. Oh, and then one more reason I knew there was one more that I was missing. It's just that I think that the show tries to imply that fighting people is going to solve everybody's problems forever, and that's just dumb.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. It's not going to improve your life because you're going to get $1 gajillion, and then you're going to do something stupid with it, and then you're going to knock up some more people and have some more kids to pay child support to, and then you're not going to have a relationship with them, and then guess what? In 10 years, you'll be back on the TV show saying the same thing. That's just what I'm saying. All right. And then he says, P.S. I love you guys. I love you too. Okay.
Even though you were thrown into a frenzy by those guys.
I was thrown into a frenzy. No, I'm okay. But that is my reasons, and so, yeah. Okay. Ballin0504. I think we've already answered a question from you. Your questions got separated again. Ballin. He says, how many hats does Crystal have? Because they all look good and new. Well, thank you, because they're all old and rather crappy. That's just the truth, especially the black one. I so desperately need a new black one.
Oh, man, that thing is ruptured.
I can't find one that fits. I only have 3. I have this one. I was going to bring them out, but they're all over there. And then I have the one with this black with the white stripes, and then I have the solid black one. And then I also have some beanies that I've worn. Yeah. I have my Yoshi beanie and my other lime green beanie and some other colors. But yeah. But thank you. I'm glad you like my hats.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, 604 John Vo says, yes. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So, thanks for that. Now.
It's a good question.
Yes, it was a great question. Great question. Very insightful. The MT Omar Reviews says, when Karma comes back, do you guys think she will save the Divas division or just become another version of Brodus Clay and have a 5-second squash matches every week?
That's a good thought.
Good thought.
Knowing WWE and the level they put the Divas on the importance ladder, yeah, probably ain't gonna make no difference.
Probably isn't.
Because they have 2-second matches now, and if Karma comes in, she's going to devastate them and still have 2 seconds. And
yeah, but I don't even know if she's going to come back.
Yeah, I don't know. And
she's just, I mean, I feel bad for her. I know she's like totally devastated, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, see, I don't know if WWE sees that there's really any point in putting him out there in the first place. I mean, do they really draw money? It's like, yeah, they make a bunch of money off of their photo shoots and them posing and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But you know, you really don't have to have a 20-minute match to sell that. Unfortunately. You got, all the guys out there, and guys are never going to really care about the matches unless they can somehow build storylines like Trish Stratus
you keep talking.
versus Mickie James, at WrestleMania, which was just one of those instances where it's like, holy crap, this match is so important and so awesome that it really made a huge difference. And I'm going to have to continue talking about this question.
I've got to get something ready for my next question that I forgot.
Oh, for the next question?
Yeah, so you keep talking.
I'll randomly babble about the Divas division, even though I was completely unprepared to do so. But I think that, they just really, when they don't have very much for the divas to do, and they have so many divas, and a lot of them have talent. Like, I mean, Eve, as much as people want to hate her and her ability to act and everything, she's actually not that bad of an actor. But, you know, it's just a lot of times with the divas, they're never going to give them... They're never going to give them...
Here I come.
A lot of time anyways, and that's just the way WWE is. So that was my filler that I just completely had to make up off the top of my head.
Okay. For Crystal, this is what I had to prepare for. For Crystal, in a heel promo fashion, what would you say or do to all the people who are being jerks to you for your opinion on Brock Lesnar? No need to be PG. Sorry, I prepared some notes that I have for myself.
You're like The Rock, you have notes.
That's right, I have notes. Oh, what now? And I am still going to be PG, because that's just my style, but that's alright. And this is probably not going to be total heel promo fashion, but I have been looking forward to this question, which is why I was prepared.
Alright, let's have it.
Okay, number 1. I cannot believe how many testosterone-fueled guys out there jump straight to the sexism comment. Really? That's all you gotta say? Get back in the kitchen, you dumb little woman. You don't even deserve to have an opinion. I'm a man. I got man parts, so I'm allowed to think, and you're not. Really, guys? Really? That's all you can, your little tiny little pea brains can come up with. That being said, I did have one person that came back and said he was sorry, and that he was just being a jerk. So thank you to that one person whose name I cannot remember. Number 2. The use of swear words does not make your argument more effective. In fact, if you say nothing but swear words, you haven't made a point. All you've said is, F you dumb bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all you've said. You hadn't said a point. You haven't made an intelligent argument. All you've done is swear for an entire paragraph. That takes lots of brain power, guys. Good job. Number 3. Leaving comments along the same lines, leaving comments such as, you're stupid, both shows your ignorance and tells me that you cannot formulate an intelligent argument against my idea. The mindset of thinking that everyone that disagrees with you is stupid. You have to be able to, because despite the fact all of my rants, when people go and say logical things, I do like to have a back and forth discussion. Some of you have discovered that, and I always qualify by saying, hey, this is what I think. I don't say this is the fact. You must think this or you're not a wrestling fan. You don't know what you're talking about if you disagree with me. You have to be open to other opinions and realize that people that are just as smart as you can think on a completely different level.
So is it possible to entertain ideas without accepting them?
Most definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for shortening that. Be able to entertain ideas without accepting them. So doing that just shows a lack of mental strength, I think. Okay, number 4. If you're going to call me stupid, please spell your words correctly and use correct grammar and sentence structure. I really don't bash people on this, like on anything, because I mean, it's, you know.
Well, I mean, as long as they have something to say, but if you're just going to say that you're dumb and they can't even spell you're dumb right,
then that tells me that I'm not the dumb one.
Yeah.
Just saying.
At least they could say why you're dumb.
Now, argue about things that I actually said. Please do not bring up random points that I never even stated nor thought, like amateur wrestling isn't real. Never said that, never thought that, never believed that. Yet people were on there going, how could you say that amateur wrestling's not real? And then I would comment and be like, please tell me where you found this in the video. And then they wouldn't respond.
Exactly. That is irritating.
Yes.
No, I know what you meant.
Number 6. In 3 or 4 or 6 months, more of you will agree with me than you think that you will. Because when The Rock first came back, I brought up a lot of these same issues.
Exactly. And people slammed you for that too.
People slammed me. It wasn't quite as bloody, but people did slam me.
But now
everybody's like, oh yeah, maybe, you know, that's
The Rock
true.
sucks, man. The Rock.
So, I mean, people it's just that when you attack people, when they're all on the bandwagon together, they get all mob mentality and crazy.
Yeah, they come out with the pitchforks and the fire.
Yes, and the same thing happened when I said I didn't like CM Punk when he was on fire this summer.
Yeah.
People disagreed. Not as bad, but people disagreed, and then once I explained, and after time passed, everybody was like, oh, okay, you know, I can see some of her points.
Yeah, well, everybody thought that you were just being a jerk.
I know, but I wasn't being a jerk, I had reasons. Number 7, please attack the issues and not the person. This is a sign of maturity. Please attack what I say, not the fact that I look stupid, or I'm dumb,
or you wear a hat,
or I wear a hat. Heaven forbid I wear a hat, or any of the above.
Right.
Or that I'm a woman.
Yeah, or you're a woman. Please, God Almighty, if you're gonna have a problem, attack the issues, not the people. It's so. Oh my gosh, it's like the most irritating thing ever.
Why? Why do we need to do personal attacks? It's not necessary.
Because you're a woman, go back in the kitchen.
Ooh, that made me so mad. Number 8. Okay. I had a lot of people get on there and be like, well, you don't know anything because you haven't watched wrestling forever. Well, guess what? Number 1, like what Chronic said a while ago, or in, I don't know, our
some
first
other video.
He said, you know, I've been watching for 5 years. A college degree takes 4. So it's like, you know, I've been watching it for a fair length of time. Also,
and plenty of people have been watching for 30 years, and they're the dumbest people on the planet.
That's true. Also, besides that, if you're going to get hung up in the length of time watching something, maybe you should watch more than one of our videos, because I can tell that you don't know anything about me and you just watch one video from your comment before you comment.
Exactly. When you say things like, well, you don't like this and this and this, well, obviously if you've seen more than one of our videos, then you know that. So maybe maybe they should watch our YouTube channel 5 years before they ever comment.
That's right. That's right. The other reason that I don't like that I want to say is, all of y'all, 98% of the comments were so generic that I copied and pasted all my answers and just recopied and pasted the same 5 arguments at least 200 times.
So, okay.
So come up with original ideas.
But some people got mad at you because you were just reposting the same thing over and over.
Hey, if they come up with something different, I'd come up with something different too.
But anyways, though...
But, okay, I want to conclude.
Okay.
Then you can conclude. That being said, there were some people that left thought-out arguments, to which I thought-out argumented back, and we had a good discussion. And there was a couple people that commented back and said, you know, I'm sorry for the personal attacks or the sexist remark, and we had a good conversation, and everything's cool. So a lot of the people, I mean, I'm cool with now, and it's no big deal. And then most of the people I don't care about, and they're probably never coming back anyways.
Yeah.
So, and thank you to all of our loyal fan base.
Yeah, so no one
was always there.
So no one doesn't get confused or whatever. That was not for any of our people or any of the cool people. That was for the people who were saying, you're stupid, you need to go and die, and you're a woman, so you don't know anything.
That's right.
That was for all the douchebags.
That was for the douchebags. For the douchebags.
And that wasn't exactly a promo, but at least you got through your stuff through.
That's what I said. It wasn't exactly going to be a promo.
You're not a wrestler, and you're not good with promos, but you know.
Thank you for asking that question, because it gave me an opportunity to say all those things. You made me happy today. Okay. Now, I've been waiting to say this guy's name for a long time. Larza.
Larza.
Been waiting to do that. Says, where did you both meet? We can send him the video, but the short answer is that we met in high school.
You made his hair stand up.
I know. So we met in high school, but you're going to send him the video, right?
Sure.
It's your job. And which one of you would win a match against each other? Me. Come on. Come on.
By mischievous ways of cheating.
He didn't say win cleanly.
I would get you hooked on Chronics.
Whatever. I'd win.
In a second.
I'd win. You can't defeat me.
You're a woman. You can't win. No.
Okay.
Abuse. Woman abuse.
Woman abuse?
Or I mean man abuse. See, you're just like Daniel Bryan.
I'm just like Daniel Bryan. Okay. Mayhem759 says, when do you think the World Heavyweight Championship was last relevant? Before Daniel Bryan had it. Just kidding, guys.
You know what
Just kidding.
sucks about the World Heavyweight Championship?
It
It was introduced to the WWE audience as something that didn't really mean anything.
That's true.
Because, like, Eric Bischoff handed it to Triple H. Oh, kill me now. Because, you know, it was the WCW title that actually meant something at one point. And, yeah. I mean, when was the last time it meant anything? To me, the last time it meant...
WCW?
No, I mean, the last time it really meant something is when Mark Henry had it. Because he really gave it some legitimacy. I mean, that was the last time.
Yeah. Okay.
So...
Would you like to see RVD back in WWE?
No.
No. Because, okay.
He's too old.
Too old.
Too fat.
Too fat.
Doing drugs.
Too many drug problems, definitely. Too unstable.
Just pot. But still illegal.
Also...
Heaven born.
I know. Also, I don't need to see the overselling giant ghetto booty in the ring again.
I'm done with him. I'm sorry.
You used to be like your favorite.
I know, but dude, go home. please. God almighty. We got John Morrison. We don't need you no more. I'm sorry.
That's right.
You're cool, but you're too old.
Do you need to check the time? See, now my little time sensor's going off.
Nah, we're still good.
Okay. What is your favorite movie starring a WWE superstar? This is a good question.
No, we haven't seen very many.
But you're going to be surprised at the answer. The movie, the 12 Rounds movie with John Cena, was a good movie.
It wasn't bad.
Was not bad.
I don't know why, but when I watched it, I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad. It's corny. It's John Cena.
But it wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yes, but I think my favorite movie, though, has got to be the Journey movie with The Rock.
That's not a WWE film.
Didn't say WWE film. Said starring a WWE superstar.
Does that count?
I'd say the Journey movie.
I guess, whatever. I didn't really like that movie, to be honest.
Okay. The Scorpion King was good, too.
Yeah, I didn't like very many of The Rock's movies.
Aww.
I really didn't.
Didn't like The Rock's movies?
Mm-mm.
I liked the Journey movie. It was cute. But if you meant that it was produced by WWE, I'd have to say the 12 Rounds movie, because I think that's probably the only one I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen some others, but they were horrible.
That's true.
Like, I watched like 5 minutes of like The Chaperone or something. And
Did you watch that? I was going to watch that because it came on Netflix.
It's still on there, and I was just like, I can't watch this.
Okay. Okay. Now, alright, so that's the end of
Didn't watch the
that.
Marine, did we?
We did not watch The Marine, because
Yeah.
I think it had the same plot as 12 Rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worst plot. Next question,
Yeah.
please.
TBK here says she's pregnant. No, I am not.
I already told
I know.
him no.
I just wanted to go ahead and verbally say no. Now, Sean Parr,
Never.
freak.
By the way.
Yeah.
We're never having kids.
It's true. That's the plan. Sean Parr, freak, says yes, 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 etc. Okay. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Thank you for that question. But he also asked a question.
Oh,
He
good.
says, why do you guys like Morrison? I like Morrison just because of his style, his athletic ability, like him doing the parkour, the fact that he's different.
He can do
He
things.
has long hair and great abs.
He can do things.
What more can you want in a man?
He can do things athletically that no other wrestler on the planet can do, and no one can really argue with that.
Yeah. And
that's
that's
awesome.
why. I mean, we know he didn't have the greatest mic skills.
But he's
He
working
didn't
on
really-
that.
He is working on that. He didn't really step up to the plate when the time came.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not there.
And to me, he's one of the most interesting cases of a WWE
He's
superstar.
very,
to me.
very interesting.
And-
That's why we still do the John Morrison report.
And you
because
know,
he's still interesting.
and he's one of the most misunderstood people, one of the most misreported people. People like have misconceptions about the guy and think things about him are facts, and they're not. Like, well, he didn't like wrestling before he became a wrestler. False. He got fired from WWE. False. And all these things. So to us, it's really fun to do, and a lot of people like it. And we still do the John Morrison report for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, he's really interesting.
And it doesn't mean that
his
he's
style.
our favorite guy on the planet or anything. It's just that he's just
Shawn
really,
Michaels is my favorite.
really interesting. And I figure if no one else is going to speak up for the guy, we might as well, since we like him.
That's right. Okay. And then Will I Woe says, like if you think Crystal has an incredible body. And 7 people like that, so
Only 7 people.
thanks, guys. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I was just going to acknowledge that it was there. So it was a compliment. Lions fan 815308 says, what's your guys' problem with Hulk Hogan? He's the immortal icon of professional wrestling.
True.
The reason wrestling is the billion-dollar industry it is today.
True.
He's the biggest star, past, present, and future.
True.
There will never be anybody who comes close.
True.
Love your guys' show. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Okay. My problem with Hulk Hogan is definitely, I agree with all your statements. I just think the guy needs to quit and go home. I don't know if he's 80 years old, but he looks like he's 80 years old.
He's like 56?
Yeah, he looks like he's 80.
He's the same age as my mom.
I just have no respect for the guy on a personal level. Because it's like...
What'd he become?
Yes, he squandered all of his money. He screwed up his family life. He made this ridiculous reality television show.
Trying to save his marriage.
He won't go away. He just won't go away.
I don't think he can.
Okay, yeah, he can't. He needs to fix his hair or something.
Shave it off.
Yes, it's just nappy and gross.
I mean, he was contemplating suicide before he got into TNA,
I don't want the guy to kill himself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, he's got to be in the spotlight.
I know.
Like, can you not understand where he's coming from? Because it's like, look, if you was as famous as Hulk Hogan, now you sit at home after all this great stuff you did with WWE and everyone loving you in 2002, Hall of Fame, he did the stuff in 2005, and now, like, a year later, you're at home, and no one could really give a crap about you.
Well,
and now you're married.
His fault. He screwed up the marriage. He wasted
You don't
his
know
money.
that. You don't know that.
He did all that
From
stuff
all
to
accounts,
himself.
it was Linda that it was his fault, and she took all of his money.
Okay.
She took his money in the divorce.
I just assumed it was his fault.
He did
cheat
not
on her?
No. There is no evidence that he ever cheated on her. She never said that he cheated on her.
I thought that he cheated on her.
No.
Well, that might change my opinion just a little bit.
No.
I really thought he cheated.
No, he stayed with her and never cheated on her ever. There is no evidence of that ever. Like, of the whole marriage. Him being a wrestler.
So why are they divorced?
Because she's crazy, apparently. Like, I mean, they might have fallen out of love. I mean, kind of what it looks like. But then she started saying that he was gay and stuff, but she never...
was wrong.
Yeah, like him and Ultimate Warrior did it, and him and Brutus Barber and Keith Cage did it.
Well, that was stupid of her to say that. But, I mean, he did have the ridiculous amount of drug problems. He did spend all his money on drugs.
Yeah, but he did not spend all of his money. He spent a lot of money, cocaine, steroids, pain pills, whatever, but he did not ever not have money. She took the money in the divorce. That's from what I understand.
From what you understand. See, I understood something completely different.
Like, he was fine. He had the money in the mansion, but when they had the divorce, she took everything. So
I find it hard to believe that she managed to get everything if he didn't do something terrible. I mean, it just doesn't...
She just won.
It's not computing in my head.
She just won, apparently.
No, there has to be grounds. There has to be, like, an egregious reason. I can't remember the exact wording. But it's something like there has to be some reason for one person to get everything.
I'm just saying.
Especially if it's the person that didn't earn the money.
I know what you mean, but apparently there's no evidence that he ever cheated on her. If there was evidence, you think it would be out there.
I would think that, but I just think there's got... Anyways, I mean, that sort of... I mean, some of the...
I mean, if that is the case, then how do you feel about him?
If that is the case, like what you said is true... I mean, it does make me feel like a little worse for him, I guess, but I still don't like seeing him, no matter what, because I think the guy just needs to move out and go home.
Well, if you ain't got no money, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I find it hard to believe he hasn't earned any money in TNA.
Well, I mean, now he probably does.
A decent living or anything. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to be in the spotlight, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
But I would like him to go home, too, but if he needs the money...
Yeah, but I mean, it's not hard. I mean, people can step out of the spotlight and deal with it. I mean, I don't know. Kind of, I mean,
Would you be okay with him if he worked for WWE and was like a talent agent to help guys? Like backstage?
Yeah.
Well...
Because, I mean, I think that's something he could do. Because that is, thank you for bringing that up, just because that is kind of another problem I have with him, is that I think his role now should be backstage, building up younger talent, helping the guys.
Teaching them psychology.
Like Ricky the Dragon, doing that.
Right, yeah, backstage.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, that should be your role when you're in your 50s or whatever, and you could do so much good for the company.
You shouldn't be having a match
in that way. You shouldn't be hanging out on camera because that's not your spot anymore. It's like, I'm sorry, like, I know a lot of guys have trouble with that, and I mean, I guess I can get that, but it's just, at some point, you have to do a mind over matter thing and realize that that's not where you need to be anymore, and that your interests are best served elsewhere.
Right.
So that is one reason I don't like him.
And I would be okay if he did that in TNA, and he was just like, okay, I'll do signings, I'll do appearances, but I don't need to be on television.
And another reason is just because, I totally lost my thought.
You totally did.
It was a good thought. It was a good thought. Hold on, we were talking about Hulk Hogan. He wasn't there. He wasn't in the spot. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I was going to say...
30 seconds.
All the times that he flip-flopped back and forth, like when he was going to be with WWE, and then he left him, and then he came back, and then he left him, and then he came back. All the flip-flopping I don't like.